Both coasters in today's Duel are built by Morgan Manufacturer. On the one side, we have Phantom's Revenge, a well-known hypercoaster that features a second drop that's bigger than the first. The other side, we have Steel Eel, a roller coaster that acts and functions like a hypercoaster, but technically isn't one since it only stands 150 feet. Alright, well let's get this duel started. Ride stats. Looking over the ride stats, Phantom's Revenge gets 1 point, and Steel Eel earns a half point since it is the longer of the two roller coasters. Best drop. Phantom's Revenge has the famous second drop that is taller than the first as it plummets off the side of a mountain. It's a cool moment for sure, but lacks in airtime as the drop isn't that steep. The bottom of the drop delivers the most G-forces of the entire ride. The first drop on Steel Eel is a fantastic drop. Honestly, it took me by surprise. If you sit in the back of the train, it's loaded with airtime as it flings you over the crest of the hill. You literally float out of your seat for the entire drop. The only negative I can give you is that if you sit near the front of the train, it's lackluster. The drop on Phantom's Revenge is good regardless of where you sit, but the drop on Steel Eel is fantastic. If you're in the back of the train, of course. I feel like this washes out the category, so I'm giving both coasters a point for best drop. Airtime. Phantom's Revenge has a few great moments of ejector airtime. All the good airtime moments are huddled near the end of the ride, like rapid fire. You're flung into one ejector hill after another. As for Steel Eel, I would argue that the ride has no ejector airtime moments, but delivers a lot of strong, sustained floater air throughout the entire ride. This might be a controversial statement, but I believe Steel Eel offers better airtime than Phantom's Revenge. I just love every hill on Steel Eel. The first drop is fantastic. The Camelback Hill is so much fun as you're basically floating out of your seat the entire time. Phantom's Revenge has stronger negative Gs, but just not enough moments to beat out Steel Eel, which will earn 1 point for airtime. Ride originality. I think this will be the easiest of all the categories. Phantom's Revenge is the clear winner in this category. The ride is like nothing else on the planet. Its layout is original and exhilarating. Steel Eel has your basic out and back layout concept, but it's executed quite well. But yeah, it's nothing new or different like Phantom's Revenge, which is why it's getting a point for this category. Smoothness. Both coasters seem to suffer from similar problems when it comes to smoothness. After being quote-unquote thrown out of your seat during an airtime moment, the landing is always a little rough as it's like being dropped back into the train. If you're familiar with this and know to expect it, you can prep yourself, and it kind of helps to make it avoidable. Both trains have hard seats, which basically no padding, which aggravates this issue. But other than this issue during airtime moments, both coasters are quite smooth, so once again, I'm awarding 1 point to both roller coasters. View. Since I've used this point in every coaster duel, how could I not talk about this amazing view that you have at the top of the second hill on Phantom's Revenge? You feel like you're 1,000 feet in the air looking down off a cliff. I don't think you can experience this sensation anywhere else in the world except maybe in Japan with one of those parks where the coasters are like over the hillside. Steel Eel has a nice view as well, but honestly, in a way I enjoy the trees and scenery that you do see from the top of Steel Eel, but it just doesn't compare to the uniqueness of Phantom's Revenge. Phantom gets this point. The final tally comes to 5 points for Phantom's Revenge, and Steel Eel has 3.5, making Phantom's Revenge the winner of this duel. Both coasters are fun and exciting in their own merits, but Phantom's Revenge is just so unique. I love the great moments of airtime on Steel Eel, but I think Phantom's Revenge has that better complete package. However, I do think Steel Eel can be overlooked by some enthusiasts, which is unfortunate, as it is a great coaster. Both rides are worth checking out and should be added to your list if you haven't done so yet already. Well, that's it for today's duel. What do you think? Is Phantom's Revenge better of the two? Let me know in the comments. Please remember to subscribe, check out more of my content, and follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.